All right, welcome back to one of our favorite things to do here. It is our fireside chat. So for those of you who haven't joined our fireside chats, go back and watch them because we always have pros of the pros of the pros. I'm even taking it in the sun right in my eyes today to make sure that our special guest today has a nice shade.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm excited to have the one and only. I'll let Tom tell us who it is, but we do this every month. Go back and watch. We've had some great guests on here, some great content for you guys to like go back and really just hear it from some of the best in the business. And I'm Mike Black, just in case you didn't know who I was. And this is
Tom Merritt.
I'm going to let him introduce our guest today because they're very close. So go ahead.
Yeah, super excited. And normally we have the fire on for the fireside chat, but it's just a little warm. So I think we're going to kick it out today. But we're super excited to have the one and only Pros Pro, Jennifer Vest.
Thank you.
With the Tudor group. So welcome, Jen.
Thank you.
I don't know if I have anything to add, but
oh my gosh.
Put you on the spot, eh?
No. Well, I mean, I'm honored to be here on the fireside. We can call it Between Two Ferns today.
There you go. I love it.
Tornado Tuesday too.
Tornado Tuesday. I know. It's just, I know we're talking about like the second half of the market today. It's appropriate because it's like the second half of today since it was like tornado weather. And now here we are sitting on a rooftop.
I like that.
Good company and a cold drink.
How quickly things
How
change,
quickly
right?
things change.
Kind of like the market, kind of like the way the year goes. And
Exactly.
So, but yeah,
exactly.
No, Jen is one of the top agents here in Chicago. Been doing it for a long time. We've got a pretty good history.
Almost 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice. And I don't know if you know this story or not, but we first met not quite 10 years ago at this point.
Probably about 8 or 9.
Yeah, and so you tell a story a little better than I.
Oh my gosh. Well, when Tom and I met through a networking opportunity, we were having the like usual introductions. What neighborhood do you live in? What neighborhood do you live in? And it turns out that Tom and I were neighbors. We had lived directly across the street from each other. It was one of those like, I used to live in North Center. I used to live in North Center. What street did you live on? Oh, I used to live at this intersection. We just literally triangulated and realized that
right across the street.
Our living rooms squared off towards each other.
I feel like that's Chicago though. Like,
it is.
Like it's such a small world city.
It really is.
You run into people all the time.
100%.
I didn't know you live. I literally had a neighbor the other day that Steve was down at his house, and
really,
that's 3 blocks away from me. I had no clue. Our kids go to school together, and just run into people all the time.
It's
like
truly that like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Like nobody is too far away.
100%. So.
Love that.
But yeah, so we thought we'd kick off kind of the second half of the year to a certain extent, and I think a lot of people just continue to plow through, kind of doing what they do. We're a big fan, and I know that you are as well, of kind of reassessing, taking a look at things, putting things in perspective. How did the first half of the year go? What did we do? What went well? What do we need to correct? And obviously plan ahead so that we can make sure that we have a pretty strong second half, if you will. But, I guess what we wanted to talk about today was just maybe some of the different tips, some of the different things that you do as you kind of prepare for the second half of the year to, one, make sure that it's a strong finish, and quite honestly, even gearing up for, the year ahead.
And maybe throw like a big reminder out that after July 4th, it slows down. It just naturally does. So don't freak out, right?
It does. The market definitely shifts in the summer. And so I think it's easy to kind of like let off the gas and take that well-earned vacation and kick back a little bit, which everyone should do so that they don't burn out also. But it's also important just to stay consistent. And I think that's, any coach will tell you that's around the year is like still send those 5 emails, make those 5 calls, whatever your prospecting looks like. But
do you get coached?
Do I get coached? I do get coached. I've tried to focus really since even I was a new agent. I've tried to focus on consistency so that you don't have the big peaks and valleys. And I actually, Tom knows this. I'm a data nerd, and I once graphed all of my offers and all of my showings, and you could literally see a direct correlation between when I was like burning out, because you would see those mountain peaks, right, in the graph. And so just trying to the roller coaster, just trying to smooth that roller coaster. I don't even like roller coasters, so just a very flat flat, smooth ride would be perfect for me.
I love that.
You mentioned one thing that, I think is kind of near and dear to our hearts.
Yeah.
And it's good to hear you say, but prospecting, the
Yeah.
dreaded P word.
Yeah.
Because I don't think many people prospect.
I think it's got a bad rap.
Fair enough.
I think that prospecting sounds like knocking on doors and calling up strangers. And I think the reframe that really shifted for me was just thinking about, I'm going to reach out to people who already know me. Like, I just like,
Love it.
I want to reach out and see, are the kids ready to go back to school? Like, how are you? It's the holiday time and you guys wanted the house with the big dining room so you could host your favorite holidays together. Like, are you getting ready for the holiday? It's like, that's prospecting to me. It's just nurturing the relationships that we've already spent so much time building.
Yeah.
And that's where deepening those relationships turns into repeat business, turns into referrals. And that's way more fun just to call your friends than it is to call
Absolutely.
internet strangers.
I agree with that 100%. So I was going to say, prospecting for a lot of people, like you said, I think they have this misconception that they got to go find people.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's just looking under the rock that you're sitting on.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
So would you say the majority of your business is as a result of past clients?
It's almost 90%.
Right there. So
Yeah.
prospecting for you is basically reaching out to them and just checking in.
Yeah. It's, I've basically, from my database, I just try to email, and I used to block my calendar for an hour a day, and it was going to be okay. It just became so, just such a burden, such a,
you dreaded that hour.
A dreaded hour.
Yeah.
It was a dreaded hour. And I flipped the script, and now it's just every day I send 5 emails to somebody in my database, and I just make sure that I'm reaching everybody. I'm not just reaching the same, 10 people or calling a friend and calling it prospecting, but truly just reaching out to everyone that I've worked with over the years and making it systemized.
So you turn it into almost like a process where,
yeah.
I mean, it's a simple process.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be super complicated. It's did you hear that? Every day I email 5 different people a day.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I'm assuming.
And call. You said
call and text.
Well, and if you, Tom knows mental math isn't even my strong suit, but if you send 5 emails 5 days a week, that's 25, that's 100 a month, and then that's 1,200 touches in a year, right? And so if, I don't know, pick a percentage, if a third of those refer you to somebody, that's a massive year, right?
100%.
So just the simple action of just reaching out to 5 people and saying, hey, are you guys watching the game this weekend? Are you, it doesn't even have to be real estate related,
So
just a human touch.
I got a question around that, because I think a lot of people have a tough time figuring out how to start that process.
Yeah.
Where do I start? Is this a written plan that you have down as far as texting one week, calling one week, email? So, because we always say in our coaching, it's not a process unless it's in writing. Yeah.
So I have tried it all, and I think the key is you just have to keep trying a different process until you find the one that works for you, because it really is different for everybody.
Yeah.
I've started using AI for it, and
I use it every day.
And so I essentially have built a system where it's just helping me identify who I need to reach out to, and it's just based on who do I know and who haven't I talked to in a while. So you have all
your names, and you talk to whatever my AI's name is Mac.
Yeah.
Mac Black.
Yeah.
And I spend about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
In the mornings.
Yeah. It's quick.
It's not that hard.
It's quick.
It's amazing. I love that.
I've started to go deep on the using AI for the business intelligence, right? Literally, you think about logging into your, investment portfolio, and it'll show you, here are all your balances, here's the way that you're invested, right? You can pull all the reports, all the graphs, all the charts.
Yeah.
And so I've started tinkering with my system so that I can see just that, who has used me for repeat services and who's referred me. And sometimes those two things aren't even the same, and so the outreach might be a little bit different, but it helps you also identify your VIPs. And I know you're really big on having your top however many, 25, 50.
Yeah.
You know, those are the people that you really want to show your appreciation and gratitude for, even over and above the rest of the 100, 200 that might be on the list.
Absolutely.
I'm going to use that to help me with my vehicle.
I know, right? Taking notes over here. Thank you. That's a great tip.
I mean, it's funny too, because I had someone the other day said, man, I've explored all these different like avenues on does AI really help us in real estate make more money? And like, I told him the answer is absolutely yes.
Yeah.
You know what it is too? It's the accountability partner.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why coaching is so successful.
How long have you
and
been
that's
coaching
why
for?
I've been in coaching for 6 years, since 2020. But it's a coach, and I think the opportunity with AI, it's almost like a trainer in fitness, right?
Agree,
it's that
100%.
accountability partner. It's so easy for me to skip going to the gym on my own, but if I know I have an appointment to meet
100%.
somebody, like I'm not
It's
going to
like
let
Tom,
that
he sees me
person down.
going, he follows me down.
Yeah.
I either need an appointment with somebody or I just need somebody to push me.
But, you know, it's funny. My coach said, like, the easiest promise to break is the one you make to yourself, right? Because you can always, like, shift the deadline. You can always have an excuse, right? I'll do it tomorrow. So with AI for prospecting, what's really exciting is that it tells you what you need to do, and it tells you if you've blocked out the time in your calendar, and it's like there's really no excuse.
Yeah.
And so it's so funny because it's, you know, it's what I've told it I wanted, and now it's just mirroring it back to me.
I've even used it. Tom can tell you this. I've just a follow up. Like, how do I like sometimes we get in that situation where we like had 2 great meetings, and then you're like, what do I do next?
Yeah.
Like, and if you tell AI what you want to do and what you're trying to accomplish, it doesn't even have to be. Don't go in there and say, I want a lead tomorrow. Like, it doesn't work like that. It's like, how do I get to know this person better? I really, really enjoyed my talk with them today.
Yeah.
You know, put me on a 12-week follow-up plan.
Yeah.
And there you go. It sets you off free.
Yeah.
I know we might be getting a little off topic, but this kind of ties into what we wanted to accomplish today. And it's, what are you doing right now when it dies?
Well, and I think to that point, it's a human conversation, right? Like, have a human conversation with somebody, ask them, you know, what their plans are for the week, and ask them what they're looking forward to. Hey, are you taking any trips this summer? Right? Like,
what camps are your kids going to?
What camps are your kids going to? You know, as kids get older, one of my favorite questions is like, what are they curious about now? You know, kids are fascinated with everything as they as they grow and learn and get bigger. Different ages.
Activities.
Yeah. So it's like that's as much just staying in touch and staying in top of mind versus like nobody wants to talk to a thirsty salesperson who's like, so is it time to move again?
I know, right?
Like that's not that doesn't make anyone feel good, including the person asking the question.
Yeah. So kind of tying it all back, I love the fact, and I didn't necessarily know you had that as a process, which is huge, but do you switch anything up? You know, I feel like, you know, we get into, you know, the Super Bowl Sunday and everything that kind of comes from, let's just say, the beginning of February through the end of June.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy. I think at the end, like multiple offers running around, you know, trying to balance clients and things. And then you brought up July 4th, like July 4th, things just kind of like,
it's easy for the wheels to fall off in that crazy spring market.
Yeah, I've learned to take July 4th as like, finally I can catch my breath again.
Exactly. But similarly to going to the gym, as soon as you take that break and take that breath, sometimes it's hard to get back on the bike. Sometimes it's hard to get back in the routine. So what do you do to kind of motivate yourself, or what do you have in place, or how do you get to the point where, all right, you know, July 4th, I enjoyed the weekend, and again, we use that as an arbitrary date, whatever it may be, but I'd say generally we see the shift happening in July.
In summer, I think it's all measurement, right? So like I keep a spreadsheet. Just put these glasses back on. I keep a spreadsheet that tracks how I'm performing against my goals for the year. And so it's easy, like if you keep that updated with every single deal and every single pipeline, it's easy to look at it and think like, would I be happy with this? You know, and I like this year, I took a month off in January. I went to warmer climates to get out of our Chicago winters, and I came back and I like didn't have any deals in February, which like because I was gone all of January, right? So it was
It's a correlation of that, by the way.
It was a very direct correlation. I don't regret it. I would still do it again. I would maybe do it in December.
There you go.
But that's measurement, right? Like that's looking at it and going, okay, well, I'm glad I took the time. I needed that rest. And it's also a good test of your systems while you're away and traveling too. But I think that just being able to measure it and say like, okay, what do I need to do to get to where I'm going? It's like looking at every month or every quarter, not just the full year as that New Year's resolution, right? I want to do this much in volume this year. And then and certainly halfway through the year in July, you should be looking to say like, am I on pace? I got halfway to go.
So do you readjust if you're not, or maybe you're ahead, right? So you're ahead. So do you reevaluate and then adjust accordingly?
So if I'm behind on my goals, I will lower like the quarter 1 and quarter 2 goals so that they're at 100%, which gives without changing the end goal.
Okay.
Right. So it's like if I do
it's time to get to work.
2 million less in Q2 than I wanted, then that 2Q gets that 2 million gets added onto a later quarter. So I'm still striving for that.
So you're
same
setting
end
quarterly
goal.
goals. Almost. I love that.
Yeah. So that's how
I love it.
Keep the foot on the gas.
So we talked about prospecting and talked about, obviously the calls and or the emails. What else do you do to, stay out there, to, make sure the second half of the year is going to be successful?
Yeah. I think, so I used to do a lot more, and I was finding that it was spreading me really thin, which meant I wasn't doing anything well because I was doing it all a little bit too much and a little haphazardly. So I've really focused in on what's working and doubled down on that. So for me, it looks like I stick with some of the fundamentals, the birthdays and the home anniversaries.
Beautiful. Yep.
Not only celebrating them, but for the home anniversaries, checking in on values and just making sure like a portfolio check-in, people know where they are.
And how hard is that to do?
It's so easy. It's so quick. And it doesn't have to be...
Especially with AI, just telling you when to do it.
It doesn't have to be, the level of minute detail that I would put into like writing an offer or listing a home. But it's just like, hey, within a mile radius of your house, this is how growth is. Like this, we've seen 20% growth, right? Like that's an interesting...
Everybody likes to hear
Everyone likes to hear that. So just doing a little equity check-in.
Isn't it funny too when you make those calls? They're like, I had no clue it was 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to go buy myself some flowers today.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Time flies. Holy smokes.
Yeah, that's
true. It's a reminder. Like people sometimes just lose track of time, and like I have to take a step back and say, gosh, I can't believe we've been in here for 5 years. It just goes by in a flash.
Well, and the number of times that I've reached out to somebody and they'll say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you called. I was just thinking of you. And then they give me some kind of news, right? Like
whatever.
Like we're pregnant now. And you're like, oh my, now we're celebrating like a whole new chapter, right? And then they're also probably going to move.
Yeah, right. Well, I think whether they know it or not, it's inevitable.
Well, and the other side of that too is just like, I think it was Freddie Mac, a survey that was taken the other day. It said 93% of people that are in their homes currently right now are not happy. They're looking for something like bigger or better.
Oh, interesting.
But a lot of them are hanging on to the lower rates,
the 3%
or whatever the case may be. So so without making those phone calls, like at some point they're going to make a move. They're going to do something. But I think we can be like educators to helping them understand like, it's not all about that one rate. You also have to live your life, but you also have to look at the other overall big picture of what your overall life rate is and like what that looks like. Are you paying credit cards? Are you doing this? Tom and I have a lot of conversations around that, helping people understand like that balance between the interest rate and what your overall life rate looks like. And I think that's big for you to even take to some of these calls.
It's not just the investment, right? Like we talk so much about homeownership and getting on the financial ladder, and especially the last 4 or 5 years, like with just the equity increases we've seen, it's so easy to only talk about it that way. But at the end of the day, it's your community. It's where
relationships.
It's where your relationships are. It's the place you come home to at the end of the day. So it still has to fit what your lifestyle goals are.
100%.
Totally.
Yeah. Just to hold on to, and I've talked to a number of people with similar type calls or whatnot. we're busting at the seams, or we don't want to move, or but
Mm-hmm.
we got a 3% interest rate,
Yeah.
and I'm like, but at the end of the day, what's it worth from a happiness perspective? What's it worth from being able to enjoy coming home? And I know
you're speaking from experience.
Oh,
I mean, you just
100%.
did this not too long ago, and it's like,
well, and coming home, it's like you want to be able to just relax. You want to be able to feel like you've got something, and whether that's a specific place or for us, just having the school system and being able to be close to school is huge.
Not to not spend all your time commuting.
100%.
Right? Like that's a huge life upgrade to shorten your commute.
Yeah. So one of the things I love that you said though, because I think people that are listening, like they get in this mindset that like, oh my gosh, it's summertime. Like you either go with the flow and blame it on the summer.
Yeah.
But I think what you do, and you do it consistently, and this is why your numbers look the way they look, is you're always focused on like doing the work, making the touches.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think the summertime going into the fall is like the best time to really ramp up Q1 of next year.
For sure.
Like I think everything you're doing right now is why you have such a busy first quarter usually.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is. Because it's, you can start to, especially for buyers, like start looking now. Like you never know what the fall opportunities might bring that'll maybe even if that means breaking a lease or paying a few months extra on a lease, subletting, like the cost savings that you could see versus competing in a spring market is huge. You just never know. Like, yes, things will probably get quieter around like when the sun starts to set earlier and the snow comes upon us, but people have to move at all times of the year, right?
Well, like just like I was telling you before we got on here today, I got a client that just got an offer accepted today with a 3% seller credit.
Yeah,
you're not getting that. Like,
you're not getting that
2 months ago or a month and a half ago.
Yeah. So there's a lot of opportunity, and so I think it's just being primed and poised for that opportunity for our clients and educating them on that. And I think I'm a big proponent of. Like, well, let's just set up the search and see what happens and stay in touch. Let's go step foot into a few properties and just try things on for size, knowing that we're not buying right now.
Well,
let's take that.
I think there's a
off.
misconception on our end too, like on the mortgage side of things. Like we just do a soft pull on your credit right now. There's no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
And there's really no expiration on your pre-approval.
Yeah.
The letter's going to read 90 days.
Yeah.
But if we get into next year, we might need a couple updated documents, like a W-2 and an updated pay stub. Like,
but the plan doesn't expire.
No, the plan's still in place.
But that's the thing, right? I had a consultation this afternoon, and you're a big proponent of this. Like the sooner that you even think you might be moving in whenever it may be. It could be 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Sit down and talk and figure it out. And to your point, start looking at things. I don't know how many times we've had people that are like, I'm looking in the spring, and they start looking in October, and by November they're in their new place. Because they happen to come across that property that was perfect.
Well, there's so many levers you can pull right now with like programs that we have or that are offered out there.
Yeah.
You don't have to like necessarily even sell first.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Like I didn't have to sell first, and I did it. I sold. I didn't sell first. I bought and sold on the same day, and I'll never do that again.
Yeah,
that's just hassle.
It's
almost better to
double the stress.
give yourself a couple weeks before you move in.
Yeah,
do the work to it. I mean, but there are so many levers people can pull right now to get access to that equity.
Absolutely,
to not have to sell first.
100%.
Yeah. You know what my favorite question to ask buyers is right now?
What's that?
What are you most excited about as a result from your move? Right? And just like tapping into like talking about that lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's just like and to see their face light up when they say like we've community. Got clients that they really don't want to be a part of an association anymore. They want the yard or they want to shorten the commute, right? So it's
That's a great question.
Some of our clients right now, like they loved their neighborhood, they loved their house, but it was that commute was cutting into family time. And they were like, this is going to be so much better that we can be together and have dinner as a family, right? That's a really powerful reason to make any decision.
Yeah. 100%.
So, I love that.
So totally shifting.
Yeah.
Let's kind of staying general. Personally, by the end of June, I'm what one of our coaches would say, I'm crispy. I'm just burnt out. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I just want to stop.
Yeah.
What I need to do is I need to remotivate myself. I need to re-energize. I need to, what do you do to kind of re-energize, remotivate,
Yeah.
because it's hard.
It
to
is
go
hard.
I mean, what you do on a daily basis, what this industry forces
Yeah.
all of us to be on call, to be at, crunching things, putting
Yeah.
together, running and jumping, and, the stress
Working
and obviously
weekends.
managing,
Yeah.
being a psychologist, without the degree, if
Yeah.
you will. So it's draining.
Yeah.
It's stressful. What do you do just to, I guess, maybe unwind, but then
Yeah.
also to re-up and to be able to go back and go and give that 150% that you give?
Yeah, it's hard. It really is. I think one of the things I've worked on is that it's like I have two modes. It's either like 200% or 0%. And so
That's
you know
me.
that about
so
yourself.
I know
Yeah.
that about myself. And so it's almost like I'm almost more productive when I have like maybe just a little too much on your plate. You're like just buzzing a little bit too
Just get
much,
it
but
done.
you can't stay at that frequency, like at
Too long.
that percentage forever, because you really will just like end up in the hospital. So I think when you're feeling that 0%, like I think you just have to go back to that, back to your why, like what am I doing this for? I think you have to make it easier on yourself to say like, you know what, I'm sending 5 emails only 2 days this week, right? Like you just have to make it a little bit, you can't be so hard on yourself that you're not doing the things to get you where you want to be if you feel like you need that time to recalibrate, but you can't, there's almost like, it's like somebody once said to me, like when they get bad news, like they let themselves be angry or sad or frustrated or mad for like 60 minutes. And then when that 60 minutes is up,
All right, we're done.
dust
Throw
it
it away.
off and we're back
Recovery
to
rate.
business, right?
That's
And
recovery rate.
And so I
We
think
talked about that.
I think that burnout, that crispiness, I think like let yourself have it,
Yeah.
right? Just don't let yourself have it too long.
Yeah.
I think you have to like dust it off and
I think that's a good point,
Yeah.
because I think that if you do let it prolong, you isolate yourself, you
Yeah.
get depressed or you get frustrated or you
Yeah.
just kind of work yourself
Yeah.
up, and that totally.
well, and that's where I think you tap into like I'm a big proponent too of like maybe changing up your environment, right? So maybe it's like instead of working from home, maybe I need to go to the office today, or
Sure.
I go to a coffee shop or a bar. Like I can just put some headphones on and be really productive.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing is just like doing it in community, right?
Sure.
Like doing it with business partners, doing it with a friend in the business. One of my clients told me the other day that she and her husband will go to a bar on like a Friday afternoon and have admin time, and they will literally like pay their bills, answer, like
I love
set
it.
doctor's appointments, like
Have a beer,
have
get
a
it
beer,
done.
like
Yeah.
whatever the like kind of household tasks are, right? So like, why not just, whether it's Zoom or in person, like just call someone up and go, hey, like I just got a prospect for 30 minutes. Why don't we just like hop on Zoom and we'll both be on mute, but we'll just both do it together. We'll knock it out,
Yeah.
Power
right?
numbers.
Yeah.
Or go do that and then go do something that you're looking forward to after, right? Once I do that, then I can go get the workout. Once I do that, I can go out to lunch with a friend.
So how big are you? So it sounds like you're very organized and tracking your activity.
Yeah. Yes and no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I am like, that's what I live by that. And
Yeah.
I got away from it for a couple months, but
Yeah.
now that I'm back doing it again,
Yeah.
like I feel, and I'm not doing it to prove a point. I'm doing it to like get to Friday or Saturday
Yeah.
and say, was this the week I was hoping for or was it not? And I think where some of us beat ourselves up is if it's not,
Yeah.
I just didn't do a good job this week.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
It's
And that's
okay.
fine.
I gotta get by.
Yeah.
I know what I got to do next
Yeah.
week, right?
Yeah. What got in my way? What could have made it better? I think it's always, I think framing that as like a, now I know where I need to pivot versus like, oh, I failed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just back to that like self-reflection, really.
So the two things is power in numbers.
Yeah.
Getting somebody, you're feeling down, feeling like get somebody to do it with you. Or,
Yeah.
Number two, maybe just self-reflection. Give yourself a little bit of a break. If you
Yeah.
feel yourself getting that crispiness, as we talked about,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Like, it's
Yeah.
okay. Everyone
Yeah.
goes through it. Take
Yeah.
a step back, take a deep breath, whether it's removing yourself from the situation, whether it's
Yeah.
basically moving on to the next week, letting
Yeah.
it go. And then, I guess
Coaching.
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 There you go. That's what it sounds like.
mean, I've been coached. Tom and I've been. He's probably been coached longer than I have, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I would do without it.
Yeah, it's just there's always something more to learn, and there's always professional athletes have coaches,
Yeah.
right? Like they
Yeah.
still go out there and practice every day. They're not just like winging it on the court, right?
Well, it's like I like to say, like I played sports pretty much all the way up until I got out of college because I played even sports in college.
yeah,
but I was always better when I had someone riding me and
Yeah.
telling me what to do and yelling at me.
Yeah.
But, nowadays, like when I didn't get coached,
Yeah.
I found myself drifting. I
Yeah.
found myself doing things I shouldn't be doing. And it's why I won't get out of it. I've even told times like, are you doing coaching again? I'm like, there's been a couple of times over the last like 8 years where I'm like, I don't know, I might need a break.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I can't do it. I got to have coaching in my life.
I'm going to go one step further. I think you mentioned it. I think the number one thing with coaching and whatever it is the accountability.
Accountability for sure.
I think the second thing is having people with you doing it because there's power in numbers. But I think the third thing, and this is the one thing that I think is really overlooked that you talked about, was running the play. And we talk about running the play, and the play is, for you, it's the 5 a day, right? For us, it's a certain number of calls, a certain number of face-to-faces, it's the certain number of reach-outs or activity at the end of the day. But as long as you know what the play is, you just run the play.
Yeah.
And you keep it simple. Don't, and again, you talked about how you spread yourself really thin and you wouldn't necessarily be able to do anything really well.
Yeah.
The play is do what you want, but make sure that you're effective at doing it, that you're doing something.
Yeah. I used to think of it like spinning all the plates, right? Like you've ever seen that video of like that madman in like the circus or something, like trying to spin all the plates, and it's just like something's going to fall and break, and it's so stressful. Like, why would you want to feel that way? So it's exactly that. It's decide what you're going to do. Like set up the time that is actually going to work for you to do it, right? Like I used to try to do it like I'm going to do it 8 a.m, and then it was like I'd go to the gym, and then you get home and you got to make breakfast, and all of a sudden it's 9. And you're like, well, now I've got all these other meetings, and I'm already behind. And I don't feel good because I made a chaotic promise to myself, right? Like do it, make it at a time that's going to be reasonable, and I think we always think something's going to take shorter amount of time than it actually does. And so like just to be realistic in accounting for that time is also really important.
Yeah.
So that you can run the play.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think that's huge, running the play.
So as we look to the second half of 2026, it's 2026 still, right?
It is.
Seems to be flying. I don't know.
It is.
Really, it's evaluating. What have we done? Where are we going? Adjusting if necessary. Yeah. But really just keeping to the plan, like running that play and being consistent with it. Because at the end of the day, if you're consistent with your plan and you understand ultimately what it's going to accomplish, like it will come. It might be a little bit in waves. It might be, frustrating, but adapt and overcome.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the midway point is the perfect time for like a reset of anything, right? Like let go of whatever didn't work in the first half of the year, recalibrate the goals, recommit to the goals. Like it really is like if we thought about July 4, July 1 as like January 1, like it's just our midway point to December.
What do you anything else that you do like towards the end of the year? I know like some top producers will do like an end of the year celebration or party.
Yeah.
And then how many times do you think it's important to touch your clients? Is one enough? Is one enough throughout the year? Or is it...
to be honest, I'm kind of working on that. I think I think it's always so well intended, but I think it can get really hard when so many people have different obligations at that time of year.
Yeah.
And so I think, and particularly if, I don't know about like I have clients that are stretched from one end of the city to the other in all directions, right? Yeah. And so it's really hard to try to do something that's going to fit everybody's schedule, right? Both geographically, kids, all the things.
I think the way that I look at it though, because we invite a lot of people to it, knowing that there's not all going to be able to make it, but it's just the thought that counts, and that's something that's true. I wouldn't worry too much about that. I'd just get it out there, and then whoever can make it can make it. Yeah, but we have a lot of people that can't make our parties.
One of my first sales managers had this phrase with that exact thing in mind. Did you get the thing about the thing, right? It's just a chance to call and go, hey, did you get the invite to the fall photo fest, right? Oh, you can't make it. Oh, we're going to miss you. How are you, by the way?
Yeah.
So the thing,
that excuse to call.
Yeah, that's true. So I think, I think as we get to the more festive season towards the end of the year, or even back to school right now, just thinking about like what's a meaningful way to show some appreciation. Is there like a small gifting or a little pop by or mailer or something, just something that like kind of breaks the mold from just a text or email, right? Because that human touch,
AI will take care of it.
It'll tell me what to do. It'll tell me what to do, and I'll do it. I work for it now.
Love it. So good stuff.
What do you and then just in your opinion, like, I mean, I know this was one of the toughest years I've ever seen in the business, but like, what do you like? What's your forecast coming up? What do you think? Should you do 2027 is going to be a similar year?
I think 27 will be pretty similar to this year.
Yeah.
I think that we're not seeing enough changes in inventory prices, rates.
Rental buildings.
I think that, but I think like if there's any lesson to take away from it, it's exactly what we're talking about today, that like each year has two real estate seasons at least, right? And sometimes they oscillate back and forth, but there is still opportunity. And so I know that buyer fatigue can set in like towards the end of the spring cycle, which I think leads into kind of our like the like poof at the July.
Yeah.
But for those willing to like dust themselves back off, there is that second market opportunity. But I think 27, I just think I think this is the cycle we're in for a while. I really do.
Yeah, I think there's going to be, I'm agreeing with you. I think there's going to be, not a whole lot more inventory. I think rates are going to stay pretty stubbornly right around where they are. And you add some of these new condo rules and regulations. I think it's going to be hard.
It's going to be challenging. Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe that's the opportunity too, that like we've been through tough times in the industry and we're predicting the same. Like we've been through it, right? Like we already know what the tools are to win. Yeah. So it really just like the only missing ingredient is perseverance.
That could be a good opportunity too for a lot of people out there wondering, what do I do right now? How do I quote unquote prospect? Because not everybody has the database that you have, right?
Yeah.
So like, how about you get with a good, knowledgeable lender right now and you talk to them about the changes coming up?
Yeah.
I mean, you know how many condo buildings aren't prepared for that right now?
Absolutely.
A lot. So there's tons of opportunity to make calls that way.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't always have to be the prospecting looking for like business.
Yeah,
it could be
in front of people to add value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we overlook that sometimes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hate bees. I think we overlook that sometimes, and like, we think that prospecting just has to be about going out there and trying to get a lead.
Trying to sell.
And that's not it at all. It's like, how do you help someone else? And I feel like that can help you like really take a different angle with all this.
I would much rather attract good clients by like being somebody who offers them value and is personable and is authentic and not pushy, right? Like that, the clients that respond to that are way more enjoyable to work with. Yeah, and 100%. So just coming from that mindset of, hey, like these rules are changing in condo lending. Like I'd love to offer you guys a no obligation consult to like make sure that you guys are good to go if and when anyone wants to sell in your building. Now I know you guys aren't moving anytime soon, but right,
well, how easy is that to like just call and say, hey, there's nothing worse in a lot of cases than your building going onto the Fannie Mae onto
the blacklist.
And it's non-mortgable. So that like from now, that would be a call I would be making I should be even making as myself.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is, and it is what it is, but you've got three separate distinct, you've got the management companies, which are hired by the association or the board of the association, which essentially is governing the people. Yeah. And the people don't have any idea. The board probably has just as much, maybe a little bit more. And the management companies, at least I believe, and I had this conversation earlier today, have done similar to what the attorneys did to themselves, where it's all about being cheap. And so they don't have the staff to actually service the people because they're trying to be cheap for the association. So it's all about a volume number.
I mean, how many times have you seen in condo questionnaires where everyone's going, I don't know, ask that guy, and it's just this like, it's
brutal.
And so I think it's not easy to break into those conversations, but they are important conversations to have. And
so it's planting the seeds.
And
providing value.
And it's also looking out for your clients.
It really is.
Like, if you're going to be making these calls anyways right now, like call and like add some value to the call versus just, the check-in.
Yeah.
Like, did you guys know this is coming? Yeah. We can even get you like a fun,
create awareness.
Like a fun fact. AI can make you a fun fact sheet.
Yeah,
because it made me one the other day about
absolutely.
it. But those
you
are
could do that. You could do insurance reviews, master association policy reviews. Like there's all
that's
kinds of
coming
way
up too.
There's all kinds of way to create
and you
value.
you could go back to every investor that you lost last year because they wanted to buy in a building where the investor concentration was too much, and you can get them back for 27 because it's changing.
You know, every January when Chicago Association of Realtors sends out the new lease, I reach out to any of my clients that have tenants in place or are investors, and I say, hey, here's what changed in the lease this year. And some of them even lease on their own. They don't even use me, and that's fine. The goal is to provide value and to provide knowledge. And then I always say, like, and if you want to add more units to your portfolio.
Rules are changing this year.
If you need to talk to a CPA, or if you need to talk to a tax appeal attorney, or you just like hit them with all the things that, like, as you know, property investors, like, you should be thinking about to protect your portfolio.
Well, I think it's smart too. Like, you know, they're looking, again, I don't love the changes that are coming, but I think it's smart because they're looking out for the healthiness of the building.
Yeah.
Right. And we're seeing a lot of buildings that are, you know, capital expenditures.
Yeah.
And they didn't have enough reserves. And I don't care if you have a building with like 235 West Van Buren where the whole building's rental is just about that. As long as the building's healthy, it doesn't matter. Right.
Yeah.
So,
all right, guys, new business idea. So we're gonna
go to AI.
We're gonna go to AI. They'll make our logo and everything. But no, I really think that there needs to be almost like consultants for condo associations, right? That are just helping, like, help navigate, because so often we're just asking, you know,
JTM Consulting,
Bobby Neighbor to fill out a form, and he doesn't know what the like tripwires are, or how to run a budget, you know, how to contribute to reserves, like what preventative maintenance you should be doing. Like, make sure you're looking at your roof every couple of years, right? Like, get the sewer scoped, right? Like, do these, like, just and putting together like
update the questionnaire from HomeWise.
I got a whole new podcast idea.
Yeah.
It's condos and
JTM Consulting.
Yeah.
So that's I think it's going to be harder in that manner because we're going to have a lot more like lending issues going on.
Yeah.
But I also think that you have to like you especially have to have like the portfolio and the things that like maybe are the safety nets between what Fannie and Freddie are going to offer, because you're going to see more buildings going that do not lend this.
Yeah.
Well, and I think in doing, and you do a great job already.
By the way, we have a massive portfolio.
Yeah. Oh, I'm aware.
But being proactive instead of just taking a listing to take a listing.
Oh my gosh, yes.
What, can we get the building and understand what the details are behind the building and the HOA and basically what's going into it? Because you don't want to sink all that time and money into listing a property that's never going to be able to get financing.
I lost a buyer last year that we went under contract. The listing agent had not done that due diligence. Condo was non-warrantable. They had massive projects going on, litigation. I mean, just like red flag, all these things that the listing agent had no idea until Tom found it. And we canceled the deal, which was the right thing to do. But then that client walked, right? And
they were frustrated and they were upset.
So the listing agent lost a deal. The seller lost really a good chance to sell because
aware of the first time.
If I hear you correctly, by the time Tom finds it, there's a problem. Yeah, you didn't do your homework. You didn't do your homework.
And so for listing agents, like, you have to do your due diligence to get that information from the seller and the board, run it by your lender partners so that you can go, hey, any red flags here before
we
absolutely. Before you go start spending your money and your time on marketing and showings, you get an offer and then you find out it's not viable. Like, that's like a frustrating circle for everybody.
Yeah. I'm not going to comment, but I think that at the end of the day, like, you've got to do your homework. And I will comment. It tends to be laziness. Like, you take on a listing, you don't, you're not doing the whole, it's just like if we were working with a client, and cause I literally put a post out the other day that said, agents, you have to pre-qualify your buildings now, just like you do your client, like we do your clients.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to happen coming up here soon. And so, like, it'd be like me working with a client and saying, hey, Jen, they're they're good, but I don't know what their credit scores are.
Right. Yeah, we're just gonna roll the dice later.
Yeah, we'll find out when they go under contract what their credit
Yeah,
scores are. But
yeah.
it's a very similar
there's a
concept.
reason I don't gamble.
Yeah. So, well, and I think that just goes to like, I think moving forward, I find that I'm like you. I like working with people that I like.
Yeah.
Right. And so like, and agents that I like, and the insurance agents. But I think it's going to be more important than ever in 2027 when all these changes going on.
Yeah.
To have good partners with good communication. For
sure.
That's going to
be a team.
And to be a team.
To be able to share the knowledge and share the issues.
Well, and Tom and I talk a lot with our clients about, that team approach from first consultation to, okay, now we've found a property. Let's start to understand the numbers. Let's talk about offer strategy together, right? Like, let's look at the condo docs together. Like I don't think buyers and sellers sometimes realize like what a rabbit hole you can go down if you deviate from that process. Oh, this whole process is a multifaceted thing that touches.
I think that's one of the biggest disservices we all do.
Yeah.
Probably to ourselves, with respect to making it seem like it's so smooth and easy and everything is fine. Like, that's our whole goal, right? To make it as smooth and easy as possible. But the reality is,
even when you move a mountain for somebody, you don't even tell them.
That's the thing. And that's and I don't know how many times our team has said, dude, you need to go beat your chest. You need to let them know that you jumped and did this and did that. And again, I'm kind of preaching to the choir right now, but I think at the end of the day, that's one of the things where people treat it as a commodity because we make it look like it's
it look easy. Yeah. I once heard a podcast say it's like they were talking about like the check-in experience at a hotel, right? Yeah. And you think about if there's a problem, if your room's not ready and you could and they were like, go wait over there. Like, that'd be a bad experience, right? But if they were like, oh, Mr. Merritt, like, we're so sorry. We're making sure that everything's just right in your room. Like, allow us to offer you a cocktail and we're going to, set you up over here where there's a quiet room so you can work while we wait. And we'll check in with you in 30 minutes, right?
Like, much different experience.
It's the same problem, but it's how you handle the problem. And so I think sometimes it's not that we need to hide the problems. It's we need to demonstrate how we've navigated the high seas of real estate.
Yeah. Well, I know everybody was hung up on like the value proposition, like right when like the commission, the NAR thing came out.
Oh, yeah.
But really the value proposition with any of us should just be like communicating at a high level and explaining things. Cause I gotta tell you, like 9 out of 10 clients I work with, it's very rare they understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that they've purchased 2, 3, 4, 5 homes.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, once 1 out of 10 would be like, I'm good on that section with the process because I've done this enough times, and I respect that, right? Yeah. But a lot of them just have no clue, and they expect you to like give them the hard truth, even if it's not what they want to hear.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So, that's true.
Oh, I love how hard you work, even in the summer times. And
thank you.
It's no wonder. It's a testament to who you are and your
success
production
and everything
your success. And
thank you.
That's why we love bringing, at least once a month, a great speaker like Jen on our
partners
like Jen on our show. And look, for those of you out there that are just sitting around right now wondering, what do I do in the summertime? I literally was on a coaching call the other day with a guy out. He's like, you've got to go out. You've got to get out of the office. You can't be sitting. It's the summertime. We want to be outside anyways, but find a reason to get out. Find a reason to sit down and talk about some of the things we talked about today, with whether it be condos or whether it be putting an event together. Yeah. There are so many reasons that we can reach out to people right now. Yeah. And if you don't know, just go to AI and put it in. It'll tell you.
It's more fun together, right?
Exactly.
Well, you guys talked about working with people that you like. I like working with you guys. So cheers to you.
Cheers. I love that. I like your glass, by the way.
Showing it off.
It's probably the only time you'll see Tom holding an Ohio State.
That's right. That's right.
Well, guys, listen, go back, watch some of our previous episodes. We've got some great content that we've had out recently, some great ideas. We're going to continue to talk about these things. These are real live things that we encounter and we do on a daily basis, and it's really to help you. So, Jen,
thank you.
Let us know how can we
get a hold of you?
You can contact me at jen.vest@tudorgroup.com or find me on Instagram at Tudor Group as well.
I love it. Nice.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
joining
Appreciate
us.
you too.
Yeah, for all of us here, we're signing off.
Keep your foot on the gas for the rest of the summer. I'm Mike Black.
I'm Tom Merritt.
And we are
More Than a Mortgage.